Hello and welcome to today's trauma-informed yoga video, which is a beginner yoga video for the legs, working through many different yoga shapes that will work to improve mobility and strength in the legs. All you will need is a mat for this video, so go ahead and grab your yoga mat and we'll get started. Starting standing today, just taking a second to sway back and forth. Get those leg muscles moving, noticing how they feel today. We'll work through some standing shapes before coming down to our back. And everything, as I said, we'll work through some mobility and some strengthening of the legs. When you're ready, we'll start with a side bend. So you can keep your legs about hip width apart. Just scoot your hips over to the right. Take your left hand and just slide it down that left leg. If you want, you can bring that right arm overhead and get a bit of a side bend here. Stretch through the hip, upper leg, the back. And an exhale, you can come back up and repeat the same thing on the other side. So a bit of a jut of the hip, the right arm goes down. Maybe the left hand reaches above your head. Doesn't have to. And then on an exhale, coming back up. And we'll just repeat one more time, side to side. Remember, this is your practice. So if something doesn't feel good, you want to do less movement, more movement, something completely different, you can do that. Coming back up to center, working through warrior two. So you're going to take the left leg, you're going to face it to the shorter end of your mat. You're going to keep that right foot facing the length of your mat. And then from here, bending in through the front knee as much as feels comfortable for you. Hands can rest on the hips. Hands could come up in the air. So choosing the version that works for your body. Then you can look over that front hand if you'd like. You can look over that back hand. If it's up, you could see if it's level. If they're down by your hips, don't worry about it. And then on an exhale, if your arms are up, you can lower them, straightening through the front leg for one moment, and then working through reverse warrior. So bending through that front knee again, taking the back hand and just sliding it down the back leg, bringing that chest up. And if you want, you can take that left arm and reach it up high in the sky, keeping that front leg bent. If this feels like too much at any point, you can always take that front arm down. You can bring this arm up a little bit. You can straighten the knee for a moment. And on an exhale, coming back up. Bringing both your feet forward again, working through a straddle fold here. So a slight bend in the knees. And then you're slowly going to bring your body down towards the ground. You could take your hands and place them on the mat in front of you. And it's totally up to you, depending on how your body feels. You could keep your hands here. You could cross at the elbows and bring your body even closer to the ground if that feels good on the back and the legs today. So it'll depend on your mobility, how you feel. Choose the version that works for you. Taking one more breath wherever you are. And on your exhale, taking your hands, placing them on your low back for some support, and slowly coming back up, bend through the knees. Moving through warrior and reverse warrior on the other side. So this time, the right foot is going to face the short end of your mat. The left foot is going to stay facing the length, and then we'll bend through the right knee. Arms, once again, can stay at your hips. They could go up. You could look over the front leg or the front arm, keeping that front knee bent, working through some strength here. Maybe look over the back shoulder, see if your arms are level if they're up. Front arm again. On an exhale, if your arms are up, you can lower them and just straighten through that front leg for a second. Give it a break. Coming into reverse warrior. So that front knee is going to go bent again. That back arm, the left arm, is going to slide down the left leg. Right arm can stay down, or you could reach it up above your head, bending through that front leg. Little body stretch, working those muscles there, knowing you can come out at any point if something doesn't feel good. It's your choice. One more breath wherever you are. On an exhale, straightening through that front leg, giving it a bit of a break. Bringing both of your legs to the top of your mat. We're going to move through a fold here and then come onto our hands and knees. So if you would like to join me down there instead of folding, feel free to do that. If you want to fold, we're just going to fold one vertebrae at a time, slowly lowering down as far as feels good for you. Taking a second here. One breath in and out. And then when you're ready, placing your hands down, taking the right knee, going down on the right knee, the left foot's going to stay up. So we're in a low lunge here. If you need a towel or you want to fold up your yoga mat for extra support under that back knee, feel free to do so. From here, just working through that low lunge, maybe you bring your body forward a little bit to get more of a stretch through the back leg. Working through some mobility here. Few breaths wherever you are. Relaxing through that jaw. Noticing the breath coming in and out. And on the next exhale, you could switch legs. So bringing the right leg forward, left leg down. And then once again, if you want to lean the back hip a little bit more forward for more of a stretch through the back leg, feel free to do that. Focusing once again here on some relaxation, allowing those muscles to become a little bit fluid. If this does not serve you today, coming out at any time. If you are still with me, another breath in and out, focusing on the breath, on that relaxation. And when you are ready, coming down onto your back, joining me for some final shapes. Working through the hamstring or the muscle on the back of the leg here. You can keep the right leg bent if you want, or you can straighten it, depending on how your hamstring feels. Taking that left leg, you're going to take your hands and wrap it around the back of the thigh here. And you're just going to straighten that left knee as much as feels comfortable to get a bit of a stretch or a pull at the back of the leg, at that hamstring muscle. So if you straighten that bottom leg, you might get a little more of a pull. So you can decide what works for you. And taking some gentle breaths again here, in and out. If the stretch becomes too much, you can always take a moment and bend the knee. And then go back into the stretch if you'd like, or move a few times back and forth, bending and straightening the knee. A few more breaths here. Allowing that lengthening of the hamstring. On your next exhale, you can bend that left knee. You can switch legs here. So place that left foot down, take the right leg, lifting it up, taking those hands on the back of the thigh. Once again, you could straighten that lower leg if you want, or you can keep it bent. You may find that one hamstring feels more tight than the other, more sore. That's normal. Knowing you can bend the knee if you need a break as well. Working through a couple breaths on this side. And on your next exhale, wherever you are bending through that right knee, bringing it to your chest, taking the left knee as well, bringing it up to your chest for a little self hug here. Maybe rocking back and forth and massaging that low back a little bit, doing little circles. And if there's any final movements you want for your legs, feel free to do those now. When you're ready, you can come to whatever final resting shape you would like. Taking a few moments to relax the body, let go. Be here in this moment. Acknowledging that you did something for yourself today. And you can rest here as long as you would like. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.